Hello everybody and welcome to episode 7 of the Greatest Graphic Novel Guide. As promised on last week's episode, this week we'll be talking about Avengers Disassembled, which is issue 2 of Hachet's Legendary Collection, and available from hatchetparkworks.co.uk. Okay, so firstly a little bit about the story for this. Avengers Disassembled is one of my favourite graphic novels in general. I was a massive fan of Spider-Man and X-Men, but wasn't that bothered by Avengers back when this was coming out. And then I saw that there was plans for the new Avengers series by Brian Michael Bendis, and that Bendis was setting that all rolling with Disassembled. Now, the new Avengers was also going to include Wolverine and Spider-Man. So, as a fan of those franchises, the franchises that they were a part of, I ended up picking this up to see how it all began, and I wasn't disappointed at the time. So, Disassembled is basically the accumulation of the original Avengers run, and this includes the finale. In fact, I'll show you on the back because it shows what issues are in there. So it's issues 500, 501, 502, 503, and Avengers Finale. This is essentially a really good book. Again, with it being the Hachette Parkworks collection, we've got all the extra bits like the introductions, oh, that's nice, an Avengers lineup on there so we can see what's what. We've got a little bit of backstory. This is essentially the storyline where Scarlet Witch goes nuts and instigates a whole chain of events that basically destroy the Avengers, resulting in them all deciding to call it a day. As you can see here, poor Vision is firing Ultrons out of his mouth for some reason, which results in a She-Hulk rampage. Here we go, where she essentially rips Vision in two. There it is. Look at that beautiful double page spread. And Stark acts like he's drunk in front of the UN, gets asked to step down as Secretary of Defense, and other such things happen throughout there. Also, I think the inciting incident was Jack of Hearts blowing up at the mansion, which killed Ant-Man. We get all sorts of bits and pieces. Then we have, after that little battle that you just saw, all the Avengers reserves are outside the mansion, and we get a Kree invasion. So it's basically a really, really bad time for the Avengers. You get all this sort of stuff happening repeatedly until Doctor Strange turns up and reveals that the stuff that Wanda's been using, which is chaos magics, doesn't actually exist, and that Wanda has basically had a breakdown and decided to punish them all. Oh, and one of the things that we skipped over on that during the thing, let's find it, where is it? There we go. So you have Hawkeye there, gets shot in the back, his arrows, they're set on fire, he does the whole oh crap, need somehow not, and then does the not like this sort of thing, and sends himself onto basically into the engines of the Kree warship and blows it up. So, no more Hawkeye. He dead. And yeah, it's a really good book. I know obviously I'm telling you everything that happens in there, so you're probably not going to want it, but it's definitely worth a read. It's one of the most important ones of one of the most important modern graphic novels, as it gave way to the new Avengers, which came immediately after this, by the same writer. As you can see at the moment, there's all different art styles going on here. That's because it was for part of the Avengers finale, where they got various Avengers artists on there to do a couple of pages at a time. And yeah, it's just a great story. Now, with the Hachette Legendary editions, you get this little bit of information on what's cracked off to forge this graphic novel, as well as all stuff about the artists, the writers, and all their other work. You get a nice little timeline and comic connections of key issues to read. And extra bonus things. This has got an art process in here, which I think the previous one had a cover gallery and such like that, but it didn't have this. And this has got scripts and everything. Yeah, it's great. And then further reading, you can see there's New Avengers Breakout, which is immediately after this. House of M, which was also the fallout from this. WandaVision for more stuff on Wanda, and Avengers Prime, which Avengers Prime was the book which came out after Siege, and was roughly 100 issues after this, and that was the first time that you got Cap, Thor, and Iron Man on an Avengers team in a long ass time. So yeah, good stuff. Anyway, really great book. Highly recommend it to everybody. Issue 2 of the Legendary Collection, and just a generally great graphic novel. So, yeah. Thank you very much for watching. I'll join you next week for issue 3, where I'll be talking about Agent of Asgard, which is a Loki graphic novel, and issue 3 of the Legendary Collection. They're the only 3 that I've got of these, so... And as I had them in advance, there will be ones that I'm going to be waiting a long time for issue 4 to come out because it's not printed yet. So after that, I'll be making my way through all the other things like Preacher, Lucifer, and some other general bits and pieces. Wolf Among Us, well, not Wolf Among Us, sorry, Fables, a few Batman, a few Judge Dredd, things like that. They'll all start turning up in here. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next week.